Alright, leaving Tahquamenon Falls. I still don't know if I'm pronouncing that right. I think I am. The lower falls section. I really didn't get to explore the falls as much as I would have liked because of this toe blister situation is kind of limiting my ability to do longer walking. It's alright, there will be other times. The bugs were like not bad at the campsite. There was like very few mosquitoes and pretty much nothing crawling on my tent. Now, I did actually spray the tent just lightly with bug spray. Maybe that did something, but I feel like that area just didn't have a whole lot of bugs. I mean, I was really surprised because I'm like, this is UP and it's kind of inland a bit. And by a river, right? And I'm like, oh yeah, this is gonna be insect city, but apparently not. Let's see, there was a firewood vending machine that worked out nicely. It was $6, I believe. There's a little cash thing you can slide bills in. Just bring a 5 and a 1. It doesn't give change. And the person checking me in said that the card reader is not very reliable on that machine, so a 5 and a 1 is a good thing to have. Let's see, yeah, I just kind of meandered down to the falls last night a little bit, and then I went this morning and walked over to the, because you kind of, the first thing you hit is like this viewing area, this viewing platform across from the falls, and you walk around it and then you kind of get to the falls. So I did check out the falls, but it's the lower falls. I didn't get to check out the upper falls. So that'll be a different trip, I guess. Let's see, their bathroom and shower facility was immaculate. I mean, it was nice. It's like better than a lot of public restrooms you just find anywhere. And I mean, this is in a campground in the middle of nowhere. That was a pleasant surprise. It really was. So this is going to be kind of crazy to deal with. Yeah. Oh no, is that person going right and I'm going left? I'm going left? No, I don't know. Yeah. Hey, that worked out. I thought I was gonna get stuck behind in a totally like additional cycle of this because I thought I wasn't gonna be able to get out. Okay. All right, so I think I'm gonna pass by the upper falls, but I would have to buy another pass to get in because I only bought a pass that was good for one day. I didn't actually realize that. The way she said it, it sounded like it was good for today, but then I looked at it and I think she was saying it expired today, I'm pretty sure. Or good through today, I think is what she said. And good through, I don't know, like, you could have two lawyers debate the meaning of that probably endlessly, right? What does good through mean? Does it mean up to the day, as in like the 0 hour, the top hour of that day? Or good through, meaning like through the end of that day? But then I looked at the ticket and said expires today. Well, so again, it's like, what does that mean? Expires. Expires at the beginning of the day or the end of the day? I don't know. It doesn't matter at this point. I threw the ticket away. Oh well. I saw that the lower falls was nice. I'm gonna eventually pull over and let some traffic pass because I don't want people on my tail the whole time. Especially not when I'm coming right out of a campground. You know, you gotta make sure that everything is secured for sea and all that. Don't want shit flying off. It's not tied down right. Blah, blah, blah. I slept pretty well. I heard a critter messing around with the dumpster lid in the middle of the night, and of course, I panicked. I went into panic mode. I'm like, that is most definitely a black bear. It was probably a raccoon in all reality. Could have been a black bear. And the worst part was that my campsite was the closest to the dumpster. It wasn't right next to the dumpster, but it was the closest site to the dumpster. You just walk through some grass to get from the dumpster to my site. It would have been the easiest thing in the world. Mr. Bear is like, it's kind of a pain in the ass to get to this trash. I'm hungry, I would like to eat some trash. What's the nearest next thing? Oh, it's a completely unprotected person in a tent. Perfect. Perfect snack, midnight snack. Get my midnight bear rations. I wonder if bears, if there's like a high-pitched sound that they don't like. I wonder if they make some kind of bear deterrent whistle device thing. You know, like a dog whistle, but like the opposite. Because I think dog whistles attract dogs, right? You would want to do the opposite with a bear. I guess depending on the dog, you might want to do the opposite there too. So yeah, I grabbed a shower. I still had a little soap bar from the hotel last night, night before last. Because you know, you open a little hotel soap bar, one of those little tiny little square ones, and you know, because that's the face bar, so I wanted to use the nice soap on my face. And then you're like, if I leave this here, the person's gonna come through and dump it in the trash. I may as well just take it. I was almost going to take the mini shampoo bottle, but it was kind of leaking from the lid, so yeah, screw that. The soap bar dries out pretty quick, and then, you know, now you got soap. Because I definitely forgot soap. I guess it's not that I forgot it, I just kind of didn't really care to bring it. Like, yeah, I'll just, you know, figure it out. If I get real smelly, I'll buy some. Well, guess what? I didn't need to buy some. Well, I guess I did buy it, technically. It was in the price of the hotel room. They include that little bit, the cost of buying and throwing away perfectly good soap. It's included in the hotel room fee. I wonder if they put that in the fee, if more people would bring their own soap. If it was listed as a fee, like throwing perfectly good brand new soap in a landfill. It's the landfill fee. The landfill soap fee. Oh, it is a great day to be on a ride. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. Camping is not my favorite thing in the world, but it's fun when you combine it with something else. To me anyway. When it's like a thing that synergizes with another activity complements it and amplifies the enjoyment of it, or your ability to do it. That's really the big key thing with what I'm doing here is like, yeah, I could have stayed in a hotel the whole time and just not camped. This could have just been a motorcycle ride. But I don't know, it's more fun this way, I think. To me, anyway. And that's somebody who really isn't all that into camping. I like minimal camping. I guess this is the kind of camping that I kind of don't mind, or maybe I even kind of enjoy a little bit. It has positive value to me. I guess it's the more and more that you get into the glamping territory, I don't know, I'm like, my house is so much more comfortable. Why would I do that? Which I guess that all just works out perfectly for me, because this is probably the most affordable way to do this. Oh, I guess you have to have a motorcycle. But get a Bergman. Probably the cheapest, it's the best, it's the most bang for the buck touring experience there is on a motorcycle. And hey, we'll see. It's probably going to make it all the way around the lake. I don't want to say that, right? There's no wood to knock on. But, oh well. I've already cursed myself, I guess. Yeah, it's, she's purring, and that's nice. It's good. I was concerned about that sound I was hearing when I left, but I think it was just me being paranoid. I probably am going to have it looked at, or maybe look at it myself. I guess I'll probably start by looking at it myself. But this is, I don't know. This is where I get into mental debate territory on if I'm going to trade this in. It has served me very well. I am quite pleased with it. But it's like, how many motorcycles can you have in your garage? I need to sell that scooter, this small scooter. Well, but then, yeah, so it's like one scooter and one motorcycle I feel like is appropriate. And I guess technically I have that right now. I have a small scooter and this, which I consider to be a motorcycle, but at the same time, this is a scooter, right? And so if I got a different motorcycle, a non-scooter motorcycle, then this would be my scooter and that would be my motorcycle. And then it's acceptable. I don't know why it's acceptable. I don't know why it's not acceptable to have any other configuration. It's just this weird thing that I decided, I guess. Crisp point. There's a bump. Bumpy bump. Where? There she is. Man walked over as I was packing up. I was talking about his son. I guess he lived in Chicago for a while, but then maybe. And lives in Colorado now. And he came on his motorcycle from Colorado to see them. I was like, right on, that's a long ride. I like it. I was telling him maybe I'll make it to Sturgis next year, we'll see. Maybe that's what I'll do. Maybe I'll do Sturgis next year, and then the following year I'll do Route 66. See, I can't. the thing about the pronunciation, is that there was a road in the town that I like grew up, like went to high school in. There was a town called Route 2. That was what everybody called it. And there's not that many major roads in that town. It's a small town. So it was a very common thing to talk about, going down Route 2 to go here or there. And so to say Route 66 to me just doesn't seem... I'm gonna always want to say Route 66. And you know what? That's fine. To each their own. I mean, the road is so long, right, that it just makes sense that it's going to pass through certain variations in dialect. You're gonna get a soda in one state on Route 66, and then you're gonna get a pop on another state in Route 66. You might even get a Coke, which is actually a Pepsi, but you're gonna call it a Coke. It might be a Dr. Pepper, but you'll call it a Coke. Look at that. Next thing, we're gonna be putting orange juice in cereal. I almost did that the other day at the hotel. Because it was like kind of a fancy hotel, right? And so like they didn't have a breakfast buffet in the morning. They had like this, when you check in, oh, tell us what you want us to deliver to your door for breakfast. I'm like, okay, well, how about I get this heart healthy thing, but I don't want any milk. I don't drink milk. So, so they delivered it, and it came with this little thing of orange juice. And I was like, ooh, do I do it? That sounds gross. That sounds gross. I don't think I want to do it. So I just had my dried Cheerios and drink my orange juice separately. They all end up in the same place together, but I guess my grandma was right. When I told her I was going to Upper Peninsula, I asked her if she'd ever been. She said she drove through one time. And I was like, did you like it? What was it like? She's like, a hell of a lot of trees. Just a whole lot of trees. Like, oh, that's great. What do you think about that, you first? Treeville. Kind of like when I was in the Navy on the ship, I was talking to this guy. He'd been stationed in Japan and I think maybe Naples, Italy, and like a few other places. He'd been in the Navy for a while. Seasoned person, you know, seasoned sailor, and been on a few deployments here and there, been a lot of places. And I was talking with him about stuff, and I was like, oh yeah, man, I wish I'd gotten stationed in Naples. It'd be freaking sweet. And I asked him what he was like, and he's like, you know, another place. It's like houses, trees, and people. It's like amazing answer. I am taking that one with me for life. Houses, trees, and people. Some places don't have trees. Probably just about everywhere's got people. I don't know. There could be, I guess, maybe some of the same places don't have trees. Maybe not don't have people. I'm sure, you know, some of those desert areas. Yeah, the colors are starting to change a little. Oh, there was some nice purple, you know, early ones, nice purples and stuff. I think there was a nice vibrant red on one of them. Yeah, there's some of these early trees are putting on the show. I'm sure this is quite a thing here next month. Tunnel of trees. Yeah, I did that yesterday. I was, you know what I was thinking to myself? I was thinking this is a single lane, narrow single lane road, and I'm following behind somebody with someone right behind me or whatever, and there's like nowhere to pull off for a long ways. And I was like, this just seems like, it's like when you would want to be there, right? During the peak of the leaves is obviously when everyone else wants to be there. So I'm just guessing that it's complete bumper to bumper the entire way through that thing. Which I guess is fine. I guess, you know, if you got someone cool in your car who you like spending time with, and you're in a car and it's climate controlled, because it's going to be colder next month. It was already a bit chilly there because it's on a bluff by the lake. And it's actually nice right here. Pretty warm. I wasn't sure what to expect when I got over the Mackinac Bridge and started heading north on that highway. It was still like pretty chilly, even some ways inland. I mean, usually the lake effect kind of thing, you know, maybe about a mile or so away from the lake shore, you know, you start warming up a little. No, it was like a good 20 minutes that it was chilly. Not really sure. So I was like, oh damn, is this what the whole UP is gonna be like? Maybe I should have brought another layer. Well, I bought a t-shirt in the gift shop, so I could always layer up on t-shirts. But I guess what I was really thinking was I should have brought my long johns for my legs. But actually, this is nice and comfy. The campsite might be a little chilly in the morning, like, or in the middle of the night. I woke up and I was a little chilly. I went to sleep and I just went to sleep on top of my sleeping bag because it was like warm when I went to sleep last night. But yeah, it cooled down significantly during the middle of the night. Woke up once, kind of unzipped the sleeping bag and got in it, went back to sleep, woke up again, sleeping bag was cold. But I realized it was because I didn't have the thing enclosed, right? It's like a mummy bag, but I wasn't utilizing the mummy aspect of it. And so there was gaps or whatever where air was getting in, and so the sleeping bag was chilly. I don't have one of those full mummy zip-up ones. It's just got a kind of a little head flap thing that flaps over. Yeah, I got it all sorted out eventually. I just enclosed myself in it, and once you start breathing inside the tent, your hot breath heats stuff up pretty quickly. That's what I sometimes do. And maybe this is bad medical advice, maybe this is not what I should be doing, but sometimes when I get sick and you got a fever, a really bad fever, and you're shivering and you're like, I'll get under the covers and I'll put my head under there and I'll breathe into it and I'll just keep myself, I'll just turn myself into a hot pocket and I'll just sweat like you've never sweated before. And I think I read that maybe that's not good to do. But at the same time, like, that's what your body's trying to do to fight the thing off. It's trying to make a hostile environment inside your body so that foreign invader fucks off. Well, I'm putting myself in the oven at 350. I mean, at least at 100, right? Or whatever, the 105. speaking of oven temperature, I don't know why, it's just a random thing that came into my mind. You've got all this variation in recipes of your oven temp in the United States, and I don't understand why. You know, it's like, oh, this one's 375. Okay, this one's 425. This one's 450. This one's blah blah blah. 375, 350, 325. You know, you've got all this range of different temperatures for different recipes. You go over to the UK, it's just 200. It's like everything's 200. Doesn't matter what you're cooking, it's 200. There may as well just be a on button instead of a dial. Maybe there's some specialty recipes, probably baking and stuff, but that has different temperatures. But just generally looking at the packages of like throw in the oven shit that I would get at the grocery store, it's just like everything's 200. Okay, that's easy. I don't have to remember anything else. I don't even have to look at the back of the package. I just know it's going to say 200. Which is in Celsius, so I don't know what that is. It's probably like I think I looked it up. I think it is. I think it's like 375 or maybe a little higher than 375. I don't know. Yeah, that air mat, that thing is nice. And then I just use my hoodie as a pillow. It works perfectly. The air mat has just like a little bit of a pillow thing at the one end of it. It's not much of a pillow, but it does, you know, raise up just slightly. And then that and a hoodie. Just bunch up the hoodie, you know, to whatever height you need. Fantastic. Because I have to bunch up the pillow. So I have I don't know if I have a defective neck or head or what is going on, but I can't have thick pillows. The one that hotel that oh yeah, I forgot that I was going to give them feedback about that hotel in Traverse City. You know, it's a fancy hotel. The problem is that fancy hotels sometimes are like they're like anti-features. You know, they're like trying to be a feature, but they somehow it has this negative effect. You know, like for instance, coin laundry. You know, a fancy hotel is not going to have coin laundry or free laundry. You know, like you go to some hotels and you can just go down to the laundry room and use it for free. So you got to buy the little detergent thing, but yeah, like fancy hotels are like, who's coming here trying to do laundry? You're here for an experience, you know. You're here to flash your big money around, you know. You're here to get wine. Just throw your underwear away. Buy new underwear, you rich bastard. That's what they're telling you. Fucking coin laundry. Get out of here, cheapskate. And then yeah, like the not having breakfast buffet thing is another kind of anti-feature, right? Oh, they delivered it to my door. They did. They delivered it to my door. That's service. Let's see, another anti-feature. There was another one I was going to think of. I can't think of it now. Maybe it'll come to me later. You know, I should probably... I'm not actually using navigation right now because I didn't have signal. Kind of waiting to see if I do have signal anywhere. I mean, I guess eventually I will make it to Newberry, but I'm pretty certain that there's a way you can go, and I'm hoping it wasn't that road that I passed back there, that will get you to Grand Marais faster. I mean, eventually I'll hit Newberry, right? And then I'll just. Which could be maybe a safer thing to do, because that way it's more likely to have, services, gas and toilets and all that glampy stuff, all that bourgeois, all that bougie stuff. Oh man, is this a town? It's a river. Oh, it's the Tahquamenon River. Man, this river gets around. I saw it over at the coast of Lake Superior. I saw it at the falls. Seeing it here, logging museum. Interesting. I'm sure they got a bunch of old logging equipment in there. I guess I have time, right? I could go back and check it out. It'll be there the next time I come here. I always say that. Newberry. Okay, well I guess I made it to Newberry, so that probably was that road way back there. But as I was saying, there's a deli with sandwiches. Youper strong. Right. Welcome to Newberry, home of the brave. Yeah, you gotta be brave to live here. Holy shit. You got a cinema there. Cool. Oh, Newberry Campground. Alright, so I probably do have signal here. Let me on here. Or I'll park in the shade. Because I'm fancy. I'm a wimp. I'm a little girl. Parking in the shade. Okay. Cut the camera, and we'll go to time lapse. Yeah, this one's the boonies, for sure. You don't hear nothing but nature. There's no electric. See, I've gotten too used to being spoiled. That last campground had like clean, immaculate, bug-free restrooms and showers and electrical hookup and a dishwashing station. Oh yeah, that place was set up. This place, you got a pit. And, well, they did, you know, they wooded off a little flat area for the tent, so, you know, that's fancy. There's a picnic table, that's fancy. There's a lantern hook. 2 lantern hooks. I didn't bring a lantern. Damn. It was a long hike, or drive down this gravel-ass road. So looks like I'm here for the night. No more running to town. I thought maybe I might head back into town for something. Stop at a gift shop or something, I don't know. Nope. Alright, I don't think I've ever touched Lake Superior before. So here goes. Proof that it happened. There's some lichen growing on the moss. There goes a float plane.